A new Japanese poster for Avengers Endgame has a really weird translation on it that is actually freaking a lot of Marvel fans out.
It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Today's shout out goes to Sean Poe. Indeed, Doctor Doom was revealed to be Rabam Allah in the comics. We'll do another nerd card question at the end of this video. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday to you. I'm, of course, Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. And before we get into the news today, I want to announce sort of a changing to the format here on the Nerdy News Rundown. There were people commenting in yesterday's video about how the spoiler line is really being blurred here on the channel and that they might have to stop watching the show with the lead up to Avengers Endgame. We're starting to get into that territory where possible legit spoilers are going to come out, and what was once maybe speculation or fun might actually endanger the viewing experience at this point. And so what I've decided to do is I'm going to do a spoiler-free section of each show. So every show is going to start spoiler-free, and then when we get into spoilers, I will indicate that we are now in spoiler territory just to warn people and, have them, get off the video if they want. Okay, so let's start with a spoiler-free story about this Japanese poster, and then we will get into some spoilers that people discovered in the trailers and hints at something pretty nuts. So this Japanese poster for Avengers Endgame was pretty crazy. This was posted on Reddit yesterday, and the translation has a lot of people worried. I mean, here, check this out. The translation says, probability of meeting your soulmate at Shinjuku Station, 1 in 80,000. Probability of the Avengers making a big reversal, 1 in 14,605,000. The strongest go towards a counterattack. The Avengers will end for the sake of a new hope. Now again, this could be a mistranslation. They could just be referring to like a sacrifice, or that they will have to struggle in order to win or something like that. But if it means they're literally going to end, then this hints at a couple of things. I mean, one, maybe some of them, if not all of them, dying. And then after the movie, they might just end the Avengers. This could potentially be the last Avengers movie. And Joe Russo recently did say in an interview that there is a reason that it is called Endgame. Now, the big reversal line obviously refers to them undoing the snap, which could be considered kind of a spoiler, but I think it's pretty obvious to most of us here that this is what they're going to try to do. Now, there are actually a lot of fan theories that the Avengers will end after Endgame because of maybe just the death of Captain America, the possible death or retirement of Iron Man, or just the fact that this was one of the craziest, ridiculous experiences, and this old guard does not want to be involved with the Avengers any longer. Some of these fan theories have speculated that S.H.I.E.L.D. will take over for the Avengers and become the predominant organization that utilizes and organizes enhanced people. And this would explain why Nick Fury is the main character that helps Spider-Man out in Far From Home. There were also rumors about Marvel developing Dark Reign and possibly doing a different version of the Avengers, and so there's a lot of reasons people think that the Avengers might end after this movie, and this Japanese poster is just the latest piece of evidence. It's the thing that people are freaking out about. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's just a mistranslation? Do you think it does refer to the Avengers ending? And what do you personally think? Do you think Marvel will end the Avengers films after this? All right, now it's spoiler time, so check out of the video and have a nice day if you're not into the spoilers. But guys, there was some pretty crazy stuff discovered by a Redditor yesterday. The Redditor Ultimate Casey discovered a secret in the footage that seems to prove that Thanos will indeed attack the Avengers facility. If you look at these two towers in the image that is behind Thanos sitting next to his sword, they match up with towers you see in the establishing shots at the Avengers facility. This really does seem to prove that Thanos is going to come attack the Avengers facility, and it also proves that these shots of this absolute devastation in Rebel will be at the Avengers facility, that Thanos with his sword and his armor and possibly his army will show up to the Avengers facility. What's more is we know that this will take place later in the movie. I mean, this is Iron Man in his Mark 85 gear. This is Captain America in his new armor. And so this will not be like right after the beginning of the film. This is going to take place much later. There were a lot of people that thought maybe these shots were on Xandar, that Thanos is there, pre-stones, and he doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet at all. But this kind of changes things. I mean, if he's actually attacking the facility and it is much later in the film, then then maybe he does have the gauntlet and he's just not using it for a certain reason. Maybe this is him attacking from a different time. There's all sorts of weird possibilities here, but I think that overall this just really confirms that, yeah, we're getting the assault on the Avengers facility. That's honestly some pretty crazy detective work. You gotta love the internet, man. They just will find anything and everything from these trailers. It just takes a little bit of time, so I'm pretty much convinced that this stuff is happening at the Avengers facility, although I really can't place what that means for the film. I mean, kudos to the Russo brothers on being so careful with this marketing stuff. I mean, it's really hard to get a handle on what exactly is going on in this movie. Let me know what you think about this. I mean, are you with me? You're pretty convinced that this is the Avengers facility? And when do you think this happens in the film? And does Thanos have the gauntlet when he attacks them? And if not, why? Now let's check the nerd card before we get out of here. I want to know, how many movies did Thanos appear in as a character? This includes post-credit scenes. I want to know, how many times has Thanos shown up in a movie? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.